What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today I am sharing my reading experience of Brynne Weaver's Leather and Lark, the second book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. At time of filming, I do not have a physical copy of this book because I was so fortunate to be able to read the advanced reader copy of this book. I told y'all when I made my review about Butcher and Blackbird, I was going to be checking NetGalley every day for this one to show up. As soon as it did, I hit the request button, and when that book landed in my inbox, I stopped everything and read it. I read it in 2 days, which technically was 2 sittings. I didn't want to move. I could just sit there like a statue and read. They're like candy to me. Now, is it the most well-written book I've ever read? No, it's not. But that's only one of the elements that I use to rate a book. Characters, I would die for these characters. To me, this is more contemporary mystery thriller with a romance subplot to it. As I mentioned, Leather and Lark is book 2 in the Ruinous Love trilogy. The first book, Butcher and Blackbird, which I do have a dedicated non-spoiler review, I'll have it linked in the cards and in the description box down below. That follows Rowan Kane and Sloane, her last name, Sutherland. I believe her last name is Sutherland. The second book, Leather and Lark, the one I'm talking about today, that follows Lachlan Kane, Rowan's brother, and Lark Montague, who happens to be Sloane's best friend / adoptive sister. So our main character, Lachlan Kane, he's a contract killer. He really wants to get out of the criminal underworld and just work in his leather shop, but he ends up botching a job for his boss. Well, that just happens to be the biggest client of the company, and now Lachlan is in a world of trouble and he just does not see a way out for himself. At least not until Lark Montague enters from stage left. Lark makes Lachlan a deal. If he'll use his skills and resources as a contract killer to help hunt down a killer that is terrorizing her family, she'll help secure his release from working as a contract killer. But there's one catch. He has to marry her first. So if you're someone who loves the marriage of convenience trope, you are going to love this book. And if the marriage of convenience doesn't get you, what about the enemies to lovers or hate to love trope? You know, I never really thought about what I would like in a romance book, but apparently those are 2 of the ones that I just absolutely love. I had so much fun with this book. I gave it 5 stars, but I love book 2 in a different way than book 1, if that makes any type of sense. There were more characters that I loved in this one, especially Great Aunt Ethel. Oh my lord. If any of you out there watching have read Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers and you love that one, you love Vera, you will love Great Aunt Ethel. Oh my gosh. If I could ever have a crossover of characters, authors, and books, I would love to have a book featuring Ethel and Vera Wong. Oh my gosh. It would be so funny. And I would love to say why that would be funny, but it would be a spoiler for Leather and Lark. Something else that Leather and Lark did better in the second book, in my opinion, was the banter between Lark and Lachlan. Now that may have everything to do with the hate to love trope, because these two just, they know what each other's buttons are and they press, well, they don't just press them, they like stomp on them, and it's hilarious. I really loved the character relationships in this one, specifically the familial one. Lark has a stepfather, Damien, and their relationship is just amazing. It seems that books and film love to go toward the darker side of a stepchild, step-parent relationship and just show the horrors of it, and for the most part, it isn't that great. But you know what? There's a lot of us out in this world that can say there are people who can love someone else's child the exact same as if that child was theirs. And it was nice to see that relationship in this book between Lark and her stepfather. Lark just had an interesting family, especially the family business, which I won't get into that. I'm gonna leave that bit of fun, a mystery for you all to find out on your own when you pick this one up, which you can do yourself today, June 4th. It is available everywhere books are sold. I'll have a link down in the description below if you want to read the full book description and grab a copy for yourself. I have already pre-ordered a physical copy. As soon as I finished this book, I pre-ordered a physical copy. Actually, I'd already pre-ordered a physical copy before I read this one. I went ahead and picked up a physical copy of Butcher and Blackbird. Huge thank you to my friend and patron Sharon for recommending this series to me and getting me hooked. This has quickly become a favorite series. Again, check out the description below for links to both books in the series if you haven't started this series. If you are a romance fan, if you like true crime, and you have not started this series, I hope I'm the one that introduced you to it, and you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next one.